Hey Mark, thanks for sending me another swim video. I can see so much improvement. You look way more relaxed. I love that you're bilateral breathing. From a technique standpoint, I would still like to see your elbows bended a little bit more high elbow recovery. Thumb slide drill is the main drill I would want you to do. And then I can also see that you're not pulling all the way through past your hip. So you're lacking a little bit of power with your pull. So I want to move on to the main part of this video. I'm counting strokes and I'm looking at the time per 25. So your first 25, you did 32 strokes in 31 seconds. And so now I'm looking at the second 25, and while I'm looking at this, I can see your foot flaring out. So you still have a slight imbalance with your foot flaring out. So that second 25, you did 34 strokes in 30 seconds. So adding up the first length, 32 strokes in 31 seconds, you added that up to 63. Then the 34 strokes in 30 seconds added up to 64. Now this third length was your fast length. I remember telling you to do the third length fast. You did 35 strokes in about 29 seconds. And your score when we added those up was 64. And now you're slowing down. And on this length, you actually did 36 strokes in 32 seconds for a score of 66. So as I'm doing this, again, I'm not taking into the account the first length is always the easiest because you're not tired. And even though I told you to go easy, medium, hard, easy, the fourth length is going to be easy because you just went really hard. So not really taking into the account your stroke rate is going to be really dependent on how hard you went, and it's also dependent on how much you push off the wall. Your wall push-off looked pretty much the same. So let's talk about that first length, or let's talk about it. So there's a game called golf where you add up how many strokes it takes you to do a 50, and then you add it to your time. We're trying to find what was more, is taking more strokes more efficient for you, or is it less efficient? So on that third 25, you took 35 strokes in 28 seconds. So you did take 3 more strokes compared to your easy 25, which 1 or 2 more strokes up to 3 is pretty normal, and you dropped off 3 seconds. So taking just a few more strokes but going faster wasn't that bad, but it looks like you had to put a lot more effort into that to save 3 seconds. If you can keep that up, 3 seconds for a 25 equals 6 seconds for a 50 equals 12 seconds for a 100, that's great. So that's something you want to keep in mind as you're swimming. Not only your stroke count and your pace per 25, you want to keep into account what was your effort like. Because if you had a whole lot of effort only to save 3 seconds per 25 and you knew you couldn't maintain that, that's definitely not the way to go. Because just by slowing down as much as you did, you slowed down to 32 seconds on that fourth 25. I could tell you were tired. And let's talk about your first 25 compared to your fourth 25. Your first 25 was 31 strokes in 31 seconds, and your fourth 25 easy was 36 strokes in 32 seconds. So taking 4 more strokes for about the same amount of time from your first 25 to your second 25 just showed me by putting in that extra effort, that third 25, that caused you to be probably a little bit more inefficient because you were tired. So hopefully this makes sense. You don't want to sacrifice distance per stroke or length or finishing your stroke from behind to take more strokes to go faster. You want to try to go faster by taking a stronger pull. And in your case, I already commented on the first 25 of your stroke technique that you weren't following through past your hip, and you really need to focus on maximizing your push past your hip and lengthening from behind before you start to increase your arm turnover. And then once you start to increase your arm turnover to go faster, you don't want to lose that distance per stroke. Hopefully this all made sense to you. So go ahead and continue to practice and make it a great day.